Great stuff. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another Joe Locke style Tai Chi and Qi Gong class. We're still looking in the rotations of 7 stars Qi Gong, and today I think we will have more of a look at part 5. So now we're looking at the 5 elements of gold, water, wood, fire, and earth. And yeah, these are a more martial set than what we've done so far, but very good for building up strength and very good for the martial arts. But even if you have no interest in the martial, this will strengthen your body and continue to help with energy circulation and general health. So let's just have a quick fly through. So I'll let somebody else in here. Let's have a quick fly through what we have done so far. So don't worry if you're a little bit lost, just follow along and see how you manage. So let's take right hand in fist, please, left hand straight, pull back the thumb with feet together, hands together, and we press forwards. Good stuff. Open our stance, please, to shoulder width and level. Checking your posture, lengthening up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. So remember, our first thing to do is to do nothing. Calming down, arriving in the present moment. Open your awareness and listen with every aspect of your being. Listen behind. And let's find all 10 fingers and gently press them down. Keeping the top of the head floating up. You may notice your arms bouncing slightly away from your body. You may notice a feeling of opening between the top of the head and the fingertips. All the structures just getting a little bit more space, and then the energy can flow easier. So let's begin. Open door 5, please. Feel your way, listening to the quality of the air as your hands sink through, listening for the areas of resistance, of weightedness. Calming, relaxing to center. Now remember, with this form, we can really do as much or as little as we like of each section. If I were to do it for my own practice, I would probably want to do open door 5 2 or 3 times. But we want to get to the number 5 today. So let's continue. We'll do 9 circles, level with the waist. Remember to fill the back as we expand. We're going to draw an S shape to change direction. Cut the ball in half, and there we've changed direction. Good. And let's draw the ball in, keep the shoulders relaxed, float the arms up. And here we have level with the chest, 9 circles. Keep it bowl shaped. Roll the energy around the arms, around your back. And once you've done 9, cut the ball in an S, and there you've changed direction. Keep good posture, keep the top of the head floating up, chin slightly down and back. Well done. Once you've done 9, movement 3, gather and breathe. Eyebrow corners down the face, to neck to chest. Open chest and direct the chi down. Sit back, keep the body upright, up the back of the legs. Good. Cover center. So here we check posture. We relax to center and breathe. Allow what you've just done to play out through your system, noticing the quality of your breath, your heart rate, your muscles. Letting go back into a relaxed and calm, very quiet state. And movement 3 again, open. Keep the knees in line with the toes. Sit back. Notice we're lacing the thumbs so the palms can overlap against the belly. Check posture. Relax to center. Just think of everything loosening and releasing as you breathe. Let's do movement 3 one more time. Ready? Sit the body back. Don't let the knees bow out. Keep them in line with the toes. And relax to center. Well done. Check your posture. Feel and listen with all of your senses. calming down. Very good. Let's release, relax the hands down. Now we look at movement 4. The four corners of the compass, I'm going to mirror for you. So we're starting to your east. Remember, your south is in front of you, so north behind, west is to your right. So we're going to flip oh, no, we're not. Let's do a couple of, always forget this one. Just do a couple of movements of centering with a little heaven and earth rotation. So this is your like your first movement in the Phoenix in Graceful Clouds of Blessing form. We're just centering ourselves. Good. And now let's flip the toes to the corner, and we're going to do roll. Right hand over, left hand over, up to chest height, right hand over, left hand over, up to head height, right hand over, left hand over, flip the toes, skim across the waist height, flip the hands, come underneath the arms, along the line of the arms to make a circle, turn the palms in a little half step for tiger. Very good. We're going to bring the right hand underneath to make our little bowl. We're going to expand the bowl and roll it round, stepping your back foot forwards for your heaven and earth rotations. It's your lung exercise from the Phoenix form. We expand and turn over the front leg. Release the back foot, bring the foot in and step. Squeeze it down, lower hand comes up, expand over the front leg. And the kidney exercise, sun and moon rotations, bring the foot in, step back. Keep this lower hand down as you go over the rainbow for the second time and come in and step side by side. Now let's open the arms. And we're going to flip the toes once more to the corner, swing the arms round and look over your shoulder, palms pressing out, fingers pointing around your body. Snake. Good. The top hand does a little lasso movement, circle, and flip your toes, turn to the other side. Palms pressing away from your body, fingers pointing around the body. Look over your shoulder. Let's do a lasso movement. Again, a circle with the top hand. Flip the toes. Let's do this one again. Turn the palms, press away from your body as you look over the shoulder. Lasso the top hand, circle, flip the toes, and press away from you, palms facing out, looking over the shoulder. Good, you can finish by turning to face the front. And our last animal, the second half of the hybrid is your turtle. So we're going to cross the hands, float up, turning the hands out, and we're going to sit back, filling your back as you stretch the hands, woo, forwards and up, top of the head, stretching up, chin slightly down and back, lengthen your neck. This is the turtle extending its head out from its shell. Fill your shell, fill your back, the small of the back. The whole back is nice and bowed, it's full. Good, and release and relax gently down. Well done, good stuff. Ease from your stance. Of course, a word of caution if you are working with injury. As always, I want you to do what you can comfortably and no more, so don't strain yourself. That last exercise, in fact, all of the four corners And number 4 is very, very good for your back. However, you do too much, if you're injured, and you can actually hurt yourself. So everything in moderation, and we have to do what is right for us on the day. So if you go to do the movement, you go, oh, then ease off, don't push. I just wanted to show you the turtle there from the side. So my back, over years of doing Tai Chi, you can see it's pretty straight. Yeah, there's not much of a scoop. I can do what, a lot of people are like that all the time. But I'm used to doing so much Tai Chi, you can't see much of a scoop there. But when we do the turtle, we're sitting down and back, and we're extending, and we're really filling the back. So it's even more, this area is less scooped and more open. It doesn't mean that you're having to, it's not a, like that, it's not, you're not pushing your back into that position. You're sitting and filling. So it's kind of like, you can imagine that if you're against a wall and it has padding on it, not suggesting that you would be in a padded room, but imagine there was a padded wall. I want you to think of sinking the small of your back and the full of your back into the wall. That's the feeling, it's filling. So the knees aren't going forwards beyond the toes, but because you're filling your back, you can let your knees fill forwards and they're still above and not beyond the toes. And your hands, notice the hands, they can be a little bit forwards of the feet, but we want a feeling of connection between the hands and the feet. So they're not going forwards like that. You're sitting back and stretching forwards at the same time, so we feel the harmonies of hands and feet, elbows and knees, shoulders and hips. Good stuff. So that is the turtle. And the neck and head, very important. Think of the turtle, it's a big feature, isn't it? They can push their heads out of their shell. But be careful that you're not lifting your chin. We want the head slightly rotated forwards, about 23 degrees, so that your neck can really stretch. So we want to feel a stretch up the neck as we do the turtle, not this. You see the difference? Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Now, remind me, has this class covered the snake and the turtle before? Can I see a big thumbs up if yes, you have? I'm seeing puzzled looks. Not sure if that's a thumbs up. Yes, you have. Okay. So are we happy now to move on to the 5 elements? I've never seen a group looking so kind of like, Do you want to go over snake and turtle a bit more? I'm getting blank faces all the way. No. Okay, that was a shake of the head. So, with a complete lack of confidence in giving me a response, let's move on to the 5 elements, folks, like we said we would. So that's what we'll do today. We can always revise. And as I say, it's a bit like a buffet, this form. A Master Lock has developed it as such. So you don't have to do these exercises in order, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. But it's nice to learn the whole thing in order, and then you can do it consciously and with awareness. Okay, so our next exercise we're going to look at is the gold. We're looking at the element of gold. Often they would just say metal, but we're thinking it's a precious metal, so it's gold. And we're moving into our martial movements here. So let us have a look at the hand movements first, and then we'll add the legs. And I'm not going to turn you to the side yet. Actually, this is still using the 4 corners that we've already laid out with the 4 animals, but I'm going to start with it facing forwards, just so that you can see what's happening. So let me see. Okay, so I'm going to mirror again. So I'd like you to bring your left hand forwards and up, palm facing up, and your right palm level with your elbow, palm facing up. So if you see from the corner, it is like this. Yes? So from your turtle, we're going to scoop down and lift. Is that right? Well done. Yes. Okay, so scoop down and lift. Now, think of turning your palm as if someone is extending or pushing into you. You're going to turn your palm and draw them down with that arm. So you just let the arm sweep down. That's a little bit of what I would call loo. Yes, loo, it means to roll back or smooth down. So it's not a pull, but just relax, use the weight of your arm to sink. And at the same time, the other hand is piercing forwards with the fingertips, but then changes intent and turns to face out. Okay, so from here, palms facing up, we turn the front hand, the lower hand comes up and rotates. And you can see, as I'm facing you, you can imagine if I was working with my shadow, it would be like I was taking my own shadow by the throat. You can see that very clearly, can't you? It's at that height. The lower hand has come down, but the fingers are still pointing up towards the wrist or towards the center. You can see that, the center of the palm, the QI Gong. Okay, so let's do that again. Where have we finished? We've gone from here, from the turtle, and we can do a little scoop and float up. So your left hand leading the way. We're going to turn the left hand and the right hand pierces through and rotates to hold the throat. Yeah, again. So from here, scoop and lift, rotate, rotate. So we finish with one hand extended about level with your throat, and the other hand is, they've swapped places basically. The other hand is level with the elbow and pointing to the hand. Good. One more time, please. So from here, and scoop, we turn, pierce through and grab the throat. Please never grab anyone by the throat. This is just a drill. Good. Now we're going to roll back. Now I've seen Willem actually sometimes gathers up a little bit before he rolls back. I tend to just roll back and down. That's Lou. Roll up. Square up. Yeah. And then turn the other hand, pierce and grab. Yeah. So let me think about that. I'm going to show you it. I'm going to go this way because I'm not mirroring. I'm just having a check with myself. So I scoop, I step and pierce through. I roll back, step, little pung there actually, pung, and pierce through. Yeah. Okay, I forgot about pung. So pung means to expand. Did you see there was that little moment of expansion before I stepped through? So let's go again. So we go from our turtle, we scoop down and your left hand coming up. Remember, I'm mirroring. We're going to turn the palm, pierce and take hold of the throat. We're going to loo, roll back, float up, and here we have, it's not pung, sorry, it's G. Similar to pung, but a little bit more dense, if you like, G. So we have a little expand, and then your front hand, your right hand is coming down, and your left hand piercing through and grab hold of the throat. So we finish in the same position, one hand level with the throat. Notice it's not flat. It's not like that. It's like that. Imagine if you were going to take a glass out of the cupboard, you wouldn't do it with a flat hand. You're just reaching comfortably 45 degrees. Yeah. So let's roll back, float up, a little expand. There's your G. And then turn the front hand and the other hand pierces through and turns. Roll back, float up, a little press, front hand turning down, back hand pierces through, take hold. Float down, up, square up, a little press, front hand turning, back hand pierces through and grab. Float down, up, square up, a little press, front hand turns, back hand pierces through and grab. And now I know with a screen there's foreshortening, so I'm going to show you it from the corner. And actually when we practice this, it's to the corner, it's not to the side. So as often is the way in Tai Chi, when we say we step forwards, we're actually stepping to the corners. And when we're stepping back, we're stepping to the corners. So we tend to use the corners a lot. So actually when we say east, we mean southeast. When we say west, we mean southwest, for the most part. Sometimes it is to the side. But anyway, so we've done our turtle and we've scooped up. Your left hand is in front. Yeah, we're going to step forwards, turning the front palm, and as the back hand starts to come through, the back foot comes through and we turn the palm. So there's your grabbing the throat. We're going to roll back to your left, we float up, we square up to the corner. Notice my front hand, back hand, both palms facing inwards. Turning the front palm, piercing, and turn the hand, grab the throat, step through. Yeah. Let's just do it facing forwards with the steps, and we'll do it again as a drill. So basically, when one hand pierces through, the same foot comes forwards. We roll back, up, one hand, same side foot comes through. Okay, so go to the back of your space, please. Hello, at a distance. All right, so we've done our turtle. And let's scoop down and lift your left foot. Left foot comes in, left hand forward. So we step forwards left, turn the front palm, and as the back foot steps forwards, the back hand is coming through, pierce through, turn out, and there's grabbing by the throat. We roll back, we float up, we square up with a press, with G, turn the front foot turn the front foot slightly to give you space, turn the front hand as you turn the front foot, pierce, and grab by the throat. Try again. Roll back, float up, square up, press, turn the front foot as you turn the front hand, and pierce, grab the throat. Roll down, up, square up, turn the front foot as you turn the front hand, pierce, grab the throat. Roll back, float up, square up, turning the front foot, turning the front hand, pierce, grab the throat. Keep going. Turn the front foot. Grab the throat. Roll back. Float up. Square up. Turning the front foot as you turn the hand. Pierce. Grab the throat. Well done. And rest. Good stuff. So in a way, there's a real lovely rhythm and symmetry to it. You're turning the the front foot. As you're turning the front hand, let me see, roll back, lift, yes, so you're pressing, the toe lifts, you're turning your waist, remember, it's not you're turning your leg and turning your arm, you're turning your waist. The waist movement is very subtle, but it's the mechanism that drives the arm and the foot. So you've rolled back, you've floated up, you've squared up. That squaring up action is your waist turning. So you just turn it ever so slightly more and let it turn your hand and foot for you then to have space to step through. Yeah, so we roll back, we float up, we square up, that's the waist already moving. So we turn a little bit more, turning the front hand and foot and step through to grab. Let's do it one more time, ready? Back you go. So it just takes a bit of play. It seems it's very straightforward, but there is stuff in it. Okay, so we've done our turtle and we release. You can turn out your right foot, gather up left foot, left hand in front. We step left, we turn out the foot a little, turning the hand, bring the back foot through, pierce and grab the throat. Roll back to your left, float up, squaring up, keep turning a little bit more, turn the hands and foot, step the back foot through, pierce, grab the throat, roll back, float up, turn the foot, turn the hand, pierce, grab the throat, roll back, turn the foot, turn the hand. Yeah, you getting it? Good. Okay, so relax. Well done. So that is gold. And when Master Locke was teaching this, he says, okay, so this is the drill for gold. And in my head, I was thinking of mining for gold. This is the drill to mine for gold. But of course, it's just the drill that we go through, the sequence of movements that we go through for gold. Good, all right, so our next element is water. Let's just do the gold the way it is done in the form. We just do it twice. So for all that drill, you just in the form do it twice. So we go into our turtle and release, turning your right foot in, find your southeast corner. Your left hand and foot are forwards and ready to go. We step forwards, turning the toe out, pierce, and grab the throat with your right hand. Roll back to your left, towards the back of the room. We float up, we square up, turning out the front foot, turning the front hand, stepping the back foot through, pierce, and grab your throat. So that's it. That's your gold in the form. We just do it twice. Good, so let's relax and look at water. Water is interesting, and just like the nature of water, it can go in any direction. It's very fluid, and so this movement is also quite fluid. We don't do it in any direction, but you can do it forwards and you can do it backwards. So Master Locke did this deliberately because a lot of us may be practicing in our sitting rooms and don't have endless space to keep going forwards. But the arms are the same. You can just do it forwards or backwards with the legs. So let's have a look from here. We're going to, one hand is grabbing the throat, so to speak, and one hand is pointing to the Lao Gong. We're going to bring the front hand down, the back hand comes up through the center line and pierces forwards with the fingertips. Now you will recognize this movement from the, is it in the Phoenix? No, I think it's just in the Immortals, crossing the sea. Do you remember? Towards the beginning of the form, you have this movement. Yeah, so we're going to do it again. We're going to turn the front palm, it slides down, the other palm turns and comes up and pierces forwards. And we want, do you see the shape of my hand? It's not flat. It's like a little scoop. And my fingertips are nice and strong. So this, in the martial context, would be a soft tissue strike. So you could strike to the throat, you could strike the eyes, you could strike the solar plexus. You know, you could use finger strikes for any soft tissue. It's a nasty, nasty strike. If you got in underneath the armpit, yuck, really horrible to get struck in soft tissues with the fingertips. The fingertips are they're like stilettos. They're really piercing rather than just getting punched, which is a big weight. But we're not going to use it to hurt people or fight people. But we want to get the correct position and the correct focus. So our fingertips nice and strong, and a kind of tube, a slightly, do you see that? If I come forwards, it's slightly rounded. The thumb, outside of the thumb and the outside of the little finger are drawn in so that you see that. See the scoop? Yeah, so it's not flat. It's scooped, which means the center of the palm, the Lao Gong, is soft and hollow. Yeah, so these things all matter. If the Lao Gong is soft, it means the energy is flowing. If the palm is flat, the Lao Gong is tightened and closed down. The energy can't flow so well. So we go from grabbing the throat, the front palm slides down and the lower hand comes up and pierces through. And we repeat, we relax down and we pierce through. Remember, all movement comes from center, which means you are turning your waist slightly. You're not just moving your arms, but that is the movement. And I often refer to this movement as white snake spits out its tongue. But that was just from a Yang style. Long ago, I learned that phrase for this kind of movement, so it's kind of stuck. It's not what Master Locke calls it, to my awareness. Very good. So you get the idea. Pierce. Good. Okay, so we can do that stepping forwards or stepping back. So let's say we don't have much room, so we'll practice stepping back. So let's look at it in the context of the form. We've just done scoop and lift, step, grab the throat, roll back, step, grab the throat. So we're going to step back, the front palm coming down, and as you step your front foot back, the lower hand pierces forwards. Yeah, and we're going to do that again. Turn the front palm, step the front foot back, pierce forwards. So in our last movement, the same hand and foot came forward together. In this movement, if you're stepping back, as one hand goes forwards, the opposite foot goes back. That makes sense? Let's do it again. So we've done right hand forwards, roll back, left hand forwards, front palm comes down, front foot steps back as you pierce forwards. Front palm down, front foot steps back as you pierce forwards. And there is your water movement. It's very fluid. When we're learning it, it might feel a bit stiff, but we want it to get fluid. So let's have a little practice just facing front, and we'll just step back again and again and try and get that flow of water. Okay, so we begin grabbing the throat from gold, palm down, step back and pierce. 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 Well done. Now we can do it going forwards as well. So let me see. palm down. Yes, so if we're going forwards, we lead with the same hand and foot as before. So we turn the palm down and we step forwards and pierce. Palm down, step forwards and pierce. Same hand as foot. Palm down, step forward and pierce. So this is your drill for water. You can go forwards and back ad nauseam. Ready? Front palm down, step back and pierce. Palm down, step back and pierce. Fix the front foot as you go back so that it is slightly turned in. Palm down, step back and pierce. Stepping forwards, palm down, turn the foot out, step through. Palm down, turn the foot out, step through. Palm down, turn the foot out. Remember, you turn the waist. Palm down, turn out and through. Palm down, step back, fix the front foot, turn in. Palm down, step back, fix the front foot. Palm down, fix the front foot. Palm down. One more time coming forwards. Ready? Palm down, turn the front foot out, step through. Palm down, turn the front foot out, step through. Palm down, turn the front foot out, step through. Palm down, turn the front foot, step through. Well done. Rest. That is your water practice. Good. And in this form, both gold and water are to your southeast. So if I'm doing it with you the same, it's this way, southeast. Let's do it together with my back to you. Gold and water, please. Ready? So we'll go from the turtle. Right toes in, good. Float out. Front palm turns, turn out the front foot slightly. Step through, grab the throat with the right hand. Roll back to your left, float up. Turning the front foot, little G there. Turn the front hand, step through, grab the throat. Stepping back, palm down, fix the front foot, pierce. Palm down, step back, fix the front foot, pierce. And there you have gold and water. Should we do it one more time with my back to you? See if you can get it. Ready? Well done. And rest. Good. So have a play with this recording just keep doing it until it's flowing and you're able to release and relax tension. I find even as I'm teaching it, I'm holding a little bit more tension in my system than I would like. We really want it to flow, to be beautifully like that. So, but of course I'm teaching, this sequence is new for me to teach, so I'm finding my feet with it. So you're doing really well. Shall we move on to our next element? Big thumbs up, good, yay, that's more like it. When I'm asking questions, I just see this, so okay, what do I do? Good, all right, so we've done gold, we've done water. Our next element is the wood element. So remember in Chinese medicine and in Qi Gong, the elements refer to organs. If you remember back to the Phoenix and Graceful Clouds of Blessing, the whole first section is to do with balancing our organs through balancing the different elements in our body. Now that's the idea, that's the sort of choreographic inspiration for it. So when we looked at metal, when we were looking at gold, we were looking at lungs and large intestine health. And when we looked at water, we were looking at kidneys and bladder health. So even though it's more martial, it's still balancing our organs. So now our next exercise, the wood exercise, is to balance the liver and gallbladder. And what Master Locke says is, much as you're very free in this sequence to pick and choose and do what you like, basically, even if, you can walk forwards, you can walk back, no problem. But with this exercise, with the wood exercise, regardless, we want to lead with your left foot. So even if you're going back and forth across the room, even when you turn to face the other direction, we want you to continue to lead with your left foot, because that means that the stretch that you're getting is affecting the liver in the way that we want it to. So if you led with your right foot, nothing bad would happen, but you would not be getting the balance that we're after. So not always do we do everything equally on both sides. I know it's a shock because we're always saying balance, balance, do it on both sides. This one, no, we only have the left foot leading. So we're going to step the left foot forwards, and that's where we finish. Let me see. So let's go over what we've done so far, and that'll get us nicely into it. Ready? So we're here, and we scoop up. We step the front foot and step the back foot through. Roll back, lift. Turn out the front foot. Step through. Step the front foot back. From water, 1, fixing the front foot. Step back, fix the front foot. So there we are, and look at that, your left foot is in front, and we want to keep it that way. And now what we're doing is we're just turning the waist and we're circling the arms, very like the one of the ways of doing the dragon. We're doing this choo-choo. If I turn it to the side, just so that you can see more easily, we're doing this choo-choo train movement, but it's much bigger. It's not just this little roll, roll, roll. We're stretching it out and stretching it out. And you can feel as you do that, as you turn, it's quite the twist. And you can feel your right side, the liver, is getting a nice stretch. But we're actually going to take a half step as we do that. So it's not as intense, half step. And then as we cycle again, we step forwards again. So this is another theme in Master Locke's work and in Tai Chi, this step, half step. So we can cycle the back foot, cycle the arms, back foot halfway, cycle and step. So the waist is just turning left and right, but that's facilitating the arms to circle on the vertical plane, as well as stretch forwards and back. So can we go back? You can do this on the diagonal, as we would in the form, or you can do it with me sideways on, whatever you like. But anyway, left side is forwards. Turn the waist to the left, which sends the right arm forwards, pulls the left arm back, and take a half step. Turn towards your right, left hand up, right hand down, and hand and foot extend. Cycle, half step, right arm reaches forwards, left arm draws back, cycle, turning the waist, and step. So we're leading with the left and a half step with the right. Good. And if you remember, I know it's a very naughty way to remember it, but that will help it stick. You can imagine that you've pushed your trousers down between your ankles, and so you can only step so far and it will pull the back foot in. Good. Okay, so if you wanted to continue your the rhythm of this, you can turn your right foot in, turn towards the back, and step your left foot out. So you're doing exactly the same thing. You're still leading with the left foot. Do you see what I mean? Regardless of which direction you're going, left foot leads. So we cycle and half step, cycle and step, cycle, half step, cycle and step. Halfway in with the right, step out with the left. Or I've even talked about, having your knicker elastic down around your ankles. So you as you step forwards, you're already wanting to pull in with the back foot. Step, stretch the arms apart, step. Hands and feet work together. Do you see that? Good, so that is your wood element. Good, and again, to change direction, we bring the right toes in, release the left, and you still have your left foot forwards. Bravo, and rest. So in the form, we just take 3 steps. So that's left, half step, left, and you're done. That's the minimum that we want to do. You can drill it as much as you like. If you want to detox, if you want to work on your liver, if you want to work on anger issues, it's a really nice exercise to drill, to just do it again and again. Good. So we're going to leave the wood element, and once you've got your kindling, once you've got your wood, you can start a fire. So again, if you've done the Phoenix and Graceful Clouds of Blessing, if you have done the Immortals Crossing the Sea form, you will recognize this move, especially the Immortals move. And if you've done other Tai Chi, you'll recognize it as well. I named my school after it. It's Jade Maiden Plays Shuttles. And the method that Master Locke is doing this one, he adds a little rise. So it has a half step and a rise. Rather than being down here like this, he comes up. And that is your fire. Fire rises. So it makes sense. Okay, so we have done our last wood. So we've stepped left, right, left. We're going to turn now, finally, to the west. We're going to bring the left toes in, and the left hand comes underneath. We're going to release the right foot, and now we're going to go south, west, as we step forwards with the right foot, the right hand rolling up, the left hand coming past the heart center, and rise. And we take a little half step. That's it. So you can just do the one side for the fire, or you can do both sides. So doesn't it make sense? The heart is the fire element. The heart is affected when we do fire exercises, and we're bringing the hand in front of the heart. And we're coming forwards, and both hands are expanding on a half step. So that makes sense. There's some sense to it. Okay, so we'll do that again. We've done our wood exercise. 1, 2, 3. We come around, we release the right foot, we step right, we block right, and we rise gently, left hand in front of the heart, pressing forwards. However, we could do the movement again to the other side, so we can release and relax into a right hug ball, turning the right foot out, and step to the corner with the left hand sweeping up, turning out, right hand in front of the heart, and rise. And if we do that, I would do 3 of them to get you back on track. So release, let's take a left hug ball, and again, step right, block and lift, left hand in front of heart, and rise. Good, and rest. So let's imagine that you haven't ever done that before. I'm going to do it facing you just so that you can see what's happening. So you have just done, remember I'm mirroring now, so this is your left leg. So you've just done 1, 2, 3. We turn, we step, block, and rise. And then we can do it to the other side. Step, block, and rise. And we do it one more time. Relax, block, and rise. So you could even forget the legs and just have a play with block and rise, relax, block, and rise. Yeah, so that's, in this instance, this is your fire exercise, the fire element. Good, relax, very good. I find it interesting that within Tai Chi, it makes sense that within Tai Chi, sometimes in order to, or in Qi Gong, shall we say, and sometimes in order to express an element or work on a system, we'll do something one way. And then sometimes even through the same teacher, to connect and work with that system, we do the complete opposite. So if you look at, say, for example, in the Phoenix form, the heart exercise is what we're doing in this form, is the tiger. So we're coming under the arm and we're relaxing the heart far down. So the palms are still turning and facing out, so there's some symmetry, but it's like that, and it's a downward force. But in this form, the heart exercise, yes, the palms are turning, but there's a rise. So this makes sense to me. Don't know if it makes sense to you, but we're talking about yin and yang. So for example, also in the Phoenix form, the wood element, we squeeze, we turn and we squeeze. The liver exercise, you squeeze and then you release. And if you were doing it in drill, we would squeeze. But in this exercise, with the liver exercise, we're stretching it apart. Isn't that lovely? Master Lock is coming at these things from both ends. And actually, liver energy wants to expand. So in the Phoenix, we're helping it to expand by squeezing it. Because if you squeeze something, it'll want to go, oh. But in this exercise, we're helping the stretching, the expanding energy by stretching it, by opening it, by pulling it. So we're going at it from both ends to help the energy express itself through the structures the way it wants to. So it's kind of like, you know, is it the carrot or the stick? You can use them both and they both work really well. And it's nice to be able to use either. So there you go. So just to finish our last element, we've done our fire. Now we have earth, and you know this one already. This is your Phoenix in graceful clouds of blessing, cloud hand move. So you've done your rise with your half step. We turn to face the front and we scoop. And we turn the big ball and we scoop. And that is your earth element. It's the same as stomach spleen exercise that we did before the four corners, but on a much bigger scale. So this is much bigger than your standard cloud hands. You're actually looking underneath the top arm, rather than often cloud hands would be here. You're looking over the hand, but here we are energetically blowing it up. So the hand's about level with the eyebrows on the top, and the hand's about level with the lower dantian, or under the lower dantian on the bottom. There's a little bit of rise and fall in the legs. Do you see that? Master Lock encourages rise and fall. I know other styles of Tai Chi don't, but this is also a natural movement, so we have that. And you can do a little bit, you can do a lot. In the form, you do it once and you come in. Sorry, if I'm mirroring, you do it to the other side. So you do it once, let me see, once, and you come in. And that's it. That's your earth element covered. Let's take a breath and relax down. So folks, well done. Shake out, please. You have, hopefully, you feel that was quite a thorough little investigation into movement 5, which is the 5 elements we have. What do we have? We start with gold, water, wood, fire, and earth. So there you go. Plenty to be playing with. But for now, we're out of time, so let's do a little heel tap. Let everything go nice and floppy. and stand. Just breathe back into your Wuji, listening to your system. Let's gather up the energy, directing it back to center, hugging your elbows gently in, and breathe. Feel the touch of your hands flowing into your center. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful work today, folks. I encourage you to keep practicing, please, your Phoenix and your Immortals form. We want to keep on top of it. We're going to come back to it. All of these Master Lock forms inform and support each other. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's do the Qi Gong salute. So we press into center and bow and recover. And yeah, happy practicing. Thanks for joining. See you next time.